Welcome back to MCOC Albany Rules. Got another walkthrough on a Book 2, Act 7, Chapter 3, Quest number 5. 7.3.5 walkthrough. Gonna show you an easy pass, show you the nodes. Let me start off, give me a little bit of energy to get us rolling on through. Path I'm looking at is going to be the one with the 6-star shards. That's always nice. Going to look at the Hulkbuster. Let's take a look at the nodes. Cosmic Avalanche, Cosmic Attacker, Special Attack. They gain a 40% Fury buff for duration of that special attack for each unique buff on them. Suffocation, Defender has not been struck. 100% chance to inflict a Stifle debuff on the attacker 6 seconds, reducing combat power rate by 25% up to max of 4. Each unique buff on the attacker reduces the chance of inflicting a Stifle by 33%. Power play. Every 15 seconds, whichever champ has the least amount of power is Fate Seal for 6 seconds. Every 2 seconds, Defender gains a Prowess passive, increasing special attack damage by 50% per stack. When the Defender is struck, it will remove it, and then the regular global nodes we've been seeing throughout 7.3. Not going to explain those again, as most of them want anything crazy or too much of an impact here. I want to start off with my Cole, and we see a massive swing and the miss to start right there. Not the best start to our path, but we get going. My strategy here is going to be primarily Cosmic Champs, as we see. I really want Cosmic Champs that can get a lot of buffs relatively easy, is my main goal for the selection of my team as well. Because the more buffs I have, the easier to be able to sustain my power is kind of the main logic there. I'm not going to worry too much about Stifle. I also was taking Cosmic Champs that don't fully rely on specials, meaning that if I am having issues with the power based on the Stifle, and I seem to just kind of break through my block. I'm not even sure what happened there as I took a hit. So that's kind of some of my strategy, starting off with my Cole. I'm going to try to ramp up my Cole. We're seeing him already doing some fairly decent stuff, but he's not ramped up in his first 5. Within a couple fights in, I'm expecting some good things out of him. People say that a lot of people say Cole isn't good for endgame content. I will heavily disagree. Again, a ramp-up champ first fight. We're going to see some very good stuff out of him. These Stifles actually help him, along with the willpower. We'll see, and I can sit there and take block damage all day long, and I'm still at 100%. I've even taken a couple hits. So those who complain about his block proficiency, there's plenty of ways around it, by the way. And even for the first fight, that Cole did pretty dang well for a high health pool. Not that many hits, especially for the first fight in the ramp-up champ. Now we're going to work our way on up. Going to get into the next fight. This is really the main fight I am a little concerned over during this path. The Bishop. Bishop's become kind of a pain along the time since he is buff. So I'm going to try to use Hyperion. I ran right into the heavy. I ran in, I am doing some sloppy starting going on. And I'm hoping to finish him with Hyperion, but as long as I can do enough damage, I should be able to. I'm fine with the tag team between him and Angela, as long as I don't lose more than 2 champs. If I lose my Hyperion on Bishop, I'm not going to be too worried. He's just kind of a pain nowadays. These node combinations, the way he is set up after his buff, can be kind of a pain. If he starts breaking out those unblockables, especially unblockable S1s, or if I mess up the timing on the S2, then I am going to take some beat-ins. Got my regeneration going, try to heal up for some of my early mistakes in this fight. Unblockable. Went ahead and dexed out of that S2. The S2 isn't too bad to dex. Just got to make sure you get the timing down. Trying to get some damage. And I just took that unblockable S1. I just took it hard. We got those Stifles going on. I got those Incinerates, and I'm looking not too good. My Hyperion is looking very, very bad, actually. So going to do what I can to get whatever last damage I can before Hyperion's inevitable demise is concluded. I seen S2 coming. Going to try not to mess up the timing, and I messed up the timing. Yeah, that time is like that delay, the calm before the storm. So I didn't do it as much as I was hoping I would. I decided to activate the pre-fight of Odin on Angela first. Give me my aptitude going on, extra buff, figuring that should be somewhat helpful, hopefully. Bishop's already starting at 2.5 bars of power, which sucks for me, but as long as I can dex it out, then I should be fine. I gotta go ahead and bait it out. He doesn't seem to want to throw it. Throw your special, dude. There we go. And got some dex. Those S1s. Figured Angela might be good here. I was figuring between the two because I could get a lot of buffs on the Hyperion and Angela, but in hindsight, Hyperions were like all one main buff, while Angela could get different buffs, which should help control the fight based on the nodes. And I probably should have just started with Angela. I probably wasted my Hyperion for pretty much nothing, I'm thinking. As Angela's doing way better. Getting some nice damage. If you're not sure what I'm doing with my Angela, I do have a nice after buff tutorial on here to show you what I'm doing. Mainly I'm just trying to keep a bunch of buffs going on. Primarily those Furies is what I want, but extra buffs is going to be helpful for this fight as well. Spamming those S1s can be helpful to keep me in that Fury range. And Angela's doing very well. I should have just started with her. That was a mistake using Hyperion. I went down one on the team. I wanted that figuring a tag team would be fine, but I was thinking that a Hyperion would do a little better than he did. We're good. We got past the kind of tricky-ish fight on the path, so that's good. I'm going back to my Cole now. I'm going to use Cole where I can. I figured he would be good here because those armor ups, I can get those armor breaks. Additionally, I want to ramp him up. This will be his second fight. I'm going to go and activate the route. If you're not sure what I'm doing or how I'm using my Cole, I do have a nice tutorial on him. Recommend checking out. He can do some massive stuff. A lot of people realize he's a good attacker, but he doesn't really get as much credit as he deserves for a lot of stuff. He's an insanely good champ. Really enjoy using him quite a bit. Building up some armor breaks. We do see those stifles. Stifles are just slowing down my power gain a little bit. I'm not too worried about them. Gonna go in, get some damage. Got some route going on. Getting some good, strong damage there. That is what I wanted. Give me some armor break, stacking them on up. Bait out that AS2. I'm fine with taking some block damage. I do have Guardian on my team as well, which is helping with the block proficiency, which is why I'm not too worried about taking block damage with Cole. And Cole obliterated the fight, only 49 hits for a pretty high health pool. Did some good stuff there. I'm quite a bit worried about the bosses in this path. None of them really look appetizing to me based on the nodes. I took a peek at them. They all look like they could be troublesome, so I want to have as many people left on my team. I already lost my Hyperion way too early, so therefore I want to have as much as possible. I went ahead and actually, in hindsight, I think that was a mistake on using that pre-fight there because I already have a pre-fight on there. I don't think I was thinking that through. That's okay. As long as I got my aptitude still, I'm good. On crossbones, I'm going to try very hard to only focus on baiting out S1s. Again, I'm going to use the same strategy and spamming out my S1s because that's going to keep me in the range I want to be for building up the Furies. His S1 is crazy easy to dex, can get on in there. I don't want to try dealing with the parries and stuns and crossbones because he can just kind of, get rid of it, shrug it off, or tenacity, whatever his ability is on that, whatever it's called, and it can be a pain in the rear. Therefore, if I can counter his specials when I bait him out, it makes my life a bit easier. Trying a little intercepting going on. Crossbone has been very aggressive in throwing those S1s, which is what I like. That is good for me. It's fitting right into the strategy that I was looking to use for this fight. Keep hitting him. Whammy, bam, bam, slam. Damn. And bait that out. Dex it and smack dabadura. Ooh, I just took a few pummels. My head almost had crossbones, then got him to single digits. Think I got a little too excited. I saw the end of crossbones before the KO, and I took a pummeling in my face. So that was a little bit of maybe too much excitement. Next up on the path, I see a red skull in my future. I am thinking again, I'm trying to stick with my go-to champs right here for this path. And so I'm going back. Sometimes I'll spread out the wealth a little bit, but I want to have some full health champs for the boss. And I just believe my Angela and my Cole should be able to absolutely dominate most of the fights. So I'm going to primarily use them. I accidentally went into the block, had a little brain mishap there. And with my Cole, I still want to get him built up. He's got 2 fights to ramp up. I want to get him a bit more ramp up. Plus his armor break should be good on Red Skull, I would believe. Got some armor breaks. I'm going to primarily beat out his S1, similar to Crossbones. When I fought him, try to focus on those S1s. It keeps these specials coming out. Very easy to dext. S2 is a little more projectile, different paces, easier to mess up. The S1 is pretty simple and straightforward. Get in there, smackety dab. And there goes that S1. Go back in there. I see those stifles coming up. Again, I'm pretty much ignoring them. I use champs that I don't have to have the specials on. Cole don't need to have the specials. I like to get him up a bit. I'd love to get him up to an S3. I am not. He doesn't have enough unique buffs going on, but that's okay. I'm able to get on through this, keeping those... See those prowess going on, can reset the prowess, takes them off by getting the hits. Staying aggressive is good. Now we got those armor breaks. Gonna go ahead and dex that out. See Red Skull coming in at me. Go ahead and parry. Got him down to 14%. Bait out that S1. Prowess coming over. Knock those down. And this fight is as good as over as I punish him after his heavy. And got my Cole back at 91% health, as he is being very good, very sustainable for these nodes in this path. Working very nicely. Next up is my Storm X. So looking at my Storm X, I know she has a little glancing, so I'm thinking about how I want to go about that. I'm debating. I was thinking about breaking out my Odin, but like, you know what? It could take a little while. The glancing, Angela should be able to get up her buffs, keep the specials going, and just rock and roll in this fight. So I decided to go in and bring the Angela. Keep it simple again. I am a bit worried about the bosses based on what I was scouting out. I want to make sure I have a contingency plan. I am not expecting any solos first time through on there. I'm expecting to need kind of a committee by team approach. Dexed out those S1s, trying to avoid any more mistakes. Getting some fairly nice damage. Do a little bit of heavy goodness. Dexed out those AS1s. Watch out for those unblockable. She's getting some unblockable specials. Need to be careful there. Her S1 is pretty easy to dex out. Much like some of the last few champs, I'm focusing primarily on beating out her S1s because it's just easier to dex. If I have an easy, sure thing dexed, I will definitely go for that. Even though those are projectiles, even though they're multi-projectiles, it's very easy to dex as opposed to her S2 anyway. I got me lots of buffs going on, which has been beneficial. Keeping the stifles down and away. I'm not really seeing many stifles at all with Angela, unlike my other champs, or at least Cole, maybe one I've been using, which allows me to keep my specials going on. And Angela just has so many buffs popping up so quickly and easily. It's allowing me to keep using those specials. I'm going to do a nice little heavy, try to finish up this fight. Watch out for one last S1 and finish her off. Show her boss. And That finishes up the pass. So Angela and Cole dominated. They did exactly what I needed them to do. That makes me happy. But I'm looking. None of these look fun. But I decided looking at Warlock, Ebb and Flow. Heavy defender has protection, reducing income by 60%. Hidden defender with the heavy removes it for 12 seconds. So I need to be in critical rating. So I needed to be able to do heavies. I need to take those protections off to keep damage going on. Red line attacker has more than 33% max power. They gain a passive power gain. If attacker has more than 75%, they're going to be powered under 0. So as soon as I hit right above 2 bars, I have to use my S2 or I'm going to lose it. Special 2 attacker, 50% more on the S2. So try to focus on the S2. Other ones take less, do less. Stage fright, attacker uses a special. There's a 15-second timer after the specials. If I do it again, I'll take some damage. Additionally, then there was a block proficiency. Every 10 hits is reduced. Every hit is reduced on the block proficiency. At 10, it is going to be unblockable. So I have to keep an eye on the count, especially if I'm trying to parry. Every 10 hits to be unblockable, so I'm going to have to dex out that hit after the 10th. I want to bring in my Black Widow Claire. I'm thinking of who I want to switch out with. My Angela is my lowest health. My other 3 champs are full health. So I decided to do that. I'm not sure if that was a good choice or not, because I'm thinking Angela's been good and she has the class advantage over Warlock. I was thinking about switching out my Odin for, but he's full health, and not sure if that was a best decision on there or not. There was a bubble shield, and then we see some of the generic ones for all the global nodes. I'm going to start off my Claire. I swapped her and I sat out my Angela, who did a ton of work getting me through the path. I was thinking Black Widow should be good, one, because I could take advantage of the immunities. I can hopefully keep healing up. I can get some buffs with her. And I'm thinking she should be a pretty good fit for this fight. Again, remember the protections. I have to be able to do the heavies to knock down those protection. Protection is back. And on knockdowns, we see those purifiers going on, able to nullify. So far, Black Widow Claire is doing pretty well. Oh, I went just above, remember, 75% above power, you go back down to 0. So I did not use your S2 in time. You see the unblockable after 10 hits into the block becomes an unblockable. So right before that 11th, you got to be able to make sure you dex right after 10. And that's going to include 10, 20, 30, 40. Keep one eye on that. I'm at 12, so meaning I can get 8 more blocks before my next, which is especially important because of these multi-hit specials. If you time it incorrectly, you're going to take an unblockable special, especially with S1s with that trickier type of timing. Now, the Black Widow is working fairly decent. She's really not doing as much damage as I was hoping, and the degeneration is starting to really kick in now. And I am taking some massive damage. Go ahead, there's that immunity, getting on those charges. I can't even bring Claire up to the S3. Her awakening ability is a lot of people consider useless. Actually really good, especially for fights like this. Could be useful, but I won't even be able to use it, unfortunately. And I plan on going to this fight with the committee by team approach anyway, so as long as I get some decent damage on Warlock, I'm fine. With a full health Black Widow Claire, I was hoping to do better damage, but it looks like I'm going to be finishing him off at least under 80%, so that's something. I was really hoping him to get much lower though. And there's that protection going on. I needed to get a heavier. That degeneration was just really messing me up in that fight. And when I was trying to do some lifesteal back, I just wasn't getting enough health back. Just not enough. Maybe because I was mistiming my protection ability quite a little bit as far as breaking that protection. Like, I'm not a 76%. Next up is Cole. I'm thinking Cole, he's got 8 charges right now. I'm thinking he should be doing some pretty good stuff. I'm activating that route. I'm expecting him to be able to do some pretty good damage. And we are seeing some pretty nice damage between those yellows and red numbers. And that is what I need. I just need some massive clobbering. I do see protection back up, so I need to get rid of that. There we go. I do know that degeneration is going to eat me up pretty bad. I'm trying to bait out that S2. Here we go. I need to get some hits in before protection comes back up. And armor up right there. And there's that protection. We see some purify going on. Cole is doing some decent damage. But that degeneration is really playing a role on this fight. I see a chance. I'm going to try to get an S2 off. Oh, and I don't even... Oh, the unblockables. Dang. I think I forgot about the timing of the specials. It was at 10. I tried to parry and just went right through me. I didn't even see that. That messed me up. Silly mistake on my side right there. I should have seen that unblockable attack coming. It was right there in front of me. I just lost track of the timer up top. Well, not a timer, but that little red shield with the count showed me I have 2 blocks right now. Once that hits 10, next hit's going to be an unblockable. I should have seen it coming. Now I'm going to bring a Guardian. Cole did do pretty good. I should have been able to get much better out of him, but I made some silly mistakes in that fight, especially at the end. But I got my Guardian buddy left. I am going to try to get this. I need to get as much damage as I can because I need to get him very low with Guardian, knowing I only have 1 champ left after this. So my goal is to go ahead and get him down. The last one was 10, unblockable right there. I use an S1 now. As soon as I get right above that S2, I gotta stop hitting as soon as I hit that S2 and then launch that special. 1 hit and then S2. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my special too. And I got a nice big damage there, and I needed something like that. I'm gonna try something like that again to get more damage. I can't go to S3 with Guardian, so I can't get the massive indefinite force fields with this fight because my power will reset before I can get there. Unblockable again, took it. I saw that 3rd hit coming. I thought I could get out of the way, but I couldn't. I missed timing that 3rd dex. Usually I can get that dex, but having some issues. I'm pretty low now. Go ahead, get this S1. I'm going to have to bait out this S2 soon. I'm down to 2%, 27. Ouch. I came into this fight looking pretty well with a pretty strong, good team. I'm down to my last champ, just my Odin. I brought my Odin my whole way. Still got 27%, which based on how this fight's going, the degeneration, that is a pretty good amount of health. I'm trying to parry. I can't seem to get that parry going. I don't know if that's the bug or if that's me, and I got myself cornered. But thankfully, finally got a good parry there. Get another one. If you're not sure what I'm doing with Odin right now, I do have a after buff tutorial on him that explains what I'm doing. But looking at those energized Odin forces, I cannot get him to an S3, and I completely forgot that I just lost track of the power hit too much. I should have launched that S2 before I lost it. I could have got some good stuff there. Unfortunately, that was a bad mistake, and I've made enough mistakes in this fight that I don't know how many more I can take. I am seeing that 10 on the hit, so I do know that unblockable was there, but I've already baited it out, so I was able to take a block without it being unblockable. This time I got the S2 out before losing it better. Got some damage there, bait out that S2. I'm at 74%, which can go down pretty quick. We see my other champs in this fight, they're just kind of been melting away from degeneration, so I'm not going to get too excited yet. I've also made a lot of mistakes on that S1 this fight too. There I was able to get through it. Do a little intercepting right there, the S2. There we go. As long as I got my timing down, this fight just takes an acquired. Oh, I got a good S2 right there. I needed that one. Got a dex, and I'm in gold, and I got him down. Well, that took some work. It wasn't easy. I probably made it look harder than it needed to be, but guess what? We got through. No revives, no boosts, no health potions, none of that. We got it with what we needed to. We got it done. Knocked down that Warlock. So, as I was kind of expecting that I was going to be kind of a pain, it definitely took a team effort to get through, but we did it. We got it. So, using some strategy works, and we got those 2,000 pretty little 6-star shards. Hoping to so. Remember, I got all the 7.3 walkthroughs. Don't forget to click that top left icon, subscribe to Mcoc Al Bundy Rules, turn those notifications on. Remember, I got a little something for everyone, so be sure to check out my other content. Be sure to check out my playlist, my walkthroughs, tips and tricks, my champ tutorials. Again, thanks for watching.